previously?
I promised to bring Elise bone dust from the temple.
Interesting. Elise Donovan is in Selvadorada.
So this is my tomb. How long ago did you say I died?
The coffin is an occult strongbox imbued with time magic to keep the body from decomposing. Otherwise Dan Talion wouldn't have been able to identify his mother.
According to Vero, we could have entered the temple without sacrifice by just sending a ghost inside to deactivate the bloody barrier.
I could have done that via astral projection.
We escaped the temple back then, but my brother wouldn't stop bleeding, first only from his nose, then from every orifice, and then it was too late.
You never even tried to break Madre Casecha's curse.
It requires ingredients that are impossible to come by.
Tell us what they are, and we'll figure something out.
Fate moves in mysterious ways. Until yesterday, you were moving heaven and earth to stop us from entering this temple. Now you're actively helping us.
You know I'm not doing this for fun. But in order to break Madre Casecha's curse, we're going to need the exact same skinwalker relic she used to cast it, and it was broken apart and hidden in the temple's various tombs. I don't like it, but this is the only way.
You worry too much. Don't forget that Elise is back home, making sure my physical body isn't disturbed while I'm astral projecting. If I stop updating her, she'll assume that something bad must have happened, and turn back time. So even if we all die in there, we won't stay dead for long.
I hope you're right. Are you ready to do your part?
On it.
But you do realize that finding the skinwalker relic won't be enough, right? Remember the reason I never attempted to break the curse before, the one ingredient that is impossible to come by nowadays.
As Wilbica said, you worry too much. Bitch has that one covered. I don't know how, but she seemed rather determined. So let her do her job while we focus on ours.
I think that did it.
That's my girl. In we go.
Okay, I don't usually doubt Bitch's judgment, but we've come to this place before, and there's nothing here. What exactly are we even looking for?
Summon her, so we can ask.
What took you so long? Isn't slipper teleportation supposed to be instant? And Tiamo, you should consider oiling your bat wings. It seems like they're getting rusty.
So Bitch, what do we do now? You brought us here to collect the impossible ingredient, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Patience. You'll see it soon enough, but not without taking a little leap of faith. Follow me.
What the hell? Where did she go?
Not sure, it seems like. There must be an invisible portal of some kind.
And we're supposed to believe that? What if only dogs can go through that portal and everybody else just falls?
A pet familiar must protect its family at all costs. Bitch could never expose us to any real danger, it's not in her programming, so to speak.
Oh, I'm not saying she's trying to get us killed on purpose. But what if she simply doesn't know that falling 15 stories is lethal to humans?
Let me go first. If I fall, I can turn into a bat and fly back up.
At the risk of sounding like a broken record, what took you so long again?
Okay, looks creepy, but safe enough. I'll go get Lev.
Of course it's safe. If I wanted to get rid of you, I could have just put out the sacred candles during your night in the jungle and let the ghosts do the rest. Speaking of ghosts, I hope Dan Talion and Lord Henford are okay. Are we ever going to find out what happened to me? How my past life ended, and why I was buried here, of all places? I wish I could remember. But who knows, maybe it's for the best that I don't.
Impressive! These must be the thrones of... What were the names of those Amiscan deities again?
Totakalama, Zaza Tototal, and Balampalso, the rulers of Earth, Heaven, and... What the hell are you doing?
Just testing the furniture in this place. And the view. Me in the middle, my children to my left and right. Yes, I think I could get used to this. Now bring me my tea, slave.
Very funny. Are we still looking for Madre Kozetch's Skinwalker relic, or would you rather play Queen?
I'm not playing anything. I am the Queen of Darkness. But you're right. We should probably find that relic first so I can use it as a scepter.
I've found the first fragment of our relic downstairs. Come take a look.
You too, Aya.
Fucking party poopers.
Wait a second. But why? What happened here?
This must be the tomb of Zaza Tototal, the ruler of heaven. Careful. You can't just go in like that.
That's your fucking catchphrase, isn't it? That's why I would have preferred to remain seated on my new throne and let my slaves do the dirty work, but you insisted.
There could be traps.
There used to be. When I was here just 2 minutes ago, a lightning barrier was blocking the way into the tomb. But I could see a crystal sitting on the pedestal over there. Every Selvadoradian skinwalker relic needs a refined crystal to work. But where did it go?
Perhaps we're not alone in here. Someone must have deactivated the trap and taken off with our loot.
Great, as if the temple with all its traps wasn't dangerous enough. The last thing we need is a rival tomb raider.
Any chance they got zapped to death on the way out?
No, these bones were here before. But now that you mention it, could one of you collect the bone dust? I promised Elise to get her some.
Bone dust is used for a variety of potions around here, so it can't hurt. But we better hurry up. Whoever else is out for this relic, it looks like they're at least one step ahead of us.
Okay, that's not what I expected.
You didn't expect to find a coffin inside an old invisible tomb. I get that the invisible part is unusual, but...
No, I'm just surprised that this is here, and bitch just happened to know about it when we needed it.
They say God moves in mysterious ways. The same is true for dog.
It is strange indeed. Are you absolutely sure about this, bitch?
We're looking for the blood of one of Madre Kozetch's contemporaries. I was one in my past life, so yes, I'm sure.
I don't know. This woman doesn't look old enough to have been born hundreds of years ago, or decomposed enough to have died back then.
Perhaps she was a vampire like me, or ageless like Willy.
Or buried in a magical fridge, also known as a timeless occult strongbox, that prevented her body from decomposing and kept her blood fresh. So many possibilities, you have to use your imagination.
And what if she was indeed the High Witch of time manipulation, as her tombstone's inscription suggests?
Yeah, well, I once suggested to a closeted gay Christian tourist on Sulani that my dick was a heavenly trumpet, and he'd hear the voice of God if he blew into it. But the only thing he ended up hearing was my moaning. Long story short, don't believe everything you're told.
It does sound like a plausible explanation to me though. Even if she lived and died centuries ago, time manipulation would have allowed her to keep her body frozen in time.
You're definitely not as stupid as you look sometimes.
But we can rack our brains about the details later. For now, let's just get what we need and go. If it doesn't work, we can still look for another solution. Oh, and I'm totally stealing that heavenly trumpet pickup line.
How are we supposed to get this thing open?
It's an occult strongbox, designed to react to the touch of a witch, a vampire, and a mermaid at the same time. That's why I brought you too. Just touch it.
If you say so.
That was easy. Now we just need to get her blood. I'll leave that to the vampire in the room.
Good. Be careful though. I may no longer identify with it, but in a way, that's still my body you're groping.
Looks like our rival Tomb Raider hasn't been here yet. Or maybe they just haven't figured out how to get through this portal. Obviously, they don't have magic on their side.
You didn't really think it was that easy, did you? Witches already existed in Selvadorada back in ancient Omiscan times, so of course the rulers would use advanced magic to protect their tombs.
Well, I'm not an apprentice, so I'd say I do know a thing or two about advanced magic.
About advanced Selvadoradian magic as well?
No, but...
Then you're no better than a mortal in this situation.
What a rude thing to say. Can you believe it?
We won't get anywhere without solving this puzzle, I'm afraid, so let's think about it for a second. Balaam also was the ruler of hell.
Yeah, the flames seem like a dead giveaway.
Not necessarily. The classic fire and brimstone hell is a Christian invention based on some metaphorical descriptions in the Bible. By contrast, the Mayan underworld features rivers of blood, pus, and scorpions. Fire plays a role as well, but it's not the main attraction, and the underworld as a whole is believed to be a rather cold place.
I'm surrounded by smart asses. What's with the scorpions though? We have blood, which makes sense, and pus, which is basically dead blood, and then scorpions? Why?
They must have held some significance for the Maya, or maybe it's just an ancient misunderstanding. 1,000 years from now, some post-calamity archaeologists might happen upon your garden gnome collection among the frozen ruins of our home and wonder if that's what the witches of the 21st century prayed to.
And when they touch my belongings, my ghost will show up and tell them to. Hey! What are you doing?
I granted us access to the tomb.
We can see that. But how?
As I said, Balaam also was the ruler of hell, which is represented by fire in this case, so I figured the solution to the puzzle must have something to do with that. The 4 glyphs on this pillar represent the 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air. When I put my hand into the hole with the water glyph, that did the trick.
I would have picked fire because, you know, fighting fire with fire.
That's probably how the trap is activated. But I needed something to remove the obstacle that was blocking our way. It makes sense when you think about it. Water extinguishes fire.
And here comes the smart assery again.
Excellent. Can I leave you alone for a moment? It's time I update Elise on our progress.
Sure, go. Why would she be worried about leaving us alone? It's not like her spirit body could do much to help us if we walked into another trap.
Perhaps she was more worried about us arguing while we're in a dangerous situation. You are rather quick to mock people and start arguments.
Rubbish. I'm just a kind old lady who won't take shit from anybody. And I would never mock you, at least not anymore. I don't kick people when they're down. Usually.
What makes you think I'm down?
The interplay of gravity and your bust size tells me it's only a matter of time. And I know what I'm talking about because we switched bodies for a few hours yesterday. Just the memory of that makes my back hurt again. Seriously, how can you even walk around with these humongous milk melons?
Didn't you say you were done mocking me?
On the bright side, you wouldn't need an airbag in a car crash because your body comes pre-equipped with 2.
You're just jealous, aren't you?
But just to be safe, check your phone once we have reception again. If you have a missed call from the gym, it's probably because they want their medicine balls back.
Whatever. Your granddaughter said something about a river of blood?
Daughter, if you please. How can you be so confused about the difference even though you have a biological son of your own? Or was Alvaro adopted as a toddler because you were afraid you couldn't breastfeed a baby without crushing it to death?
No river so far, but I don't think this is just colored water either. And it's boiling hot.
Then better go back upstairs before your gas giants explode.
Enough of this. Could you concentrate for just 1 second? There seems to be a fragment of the relic on the other side. Looks like the base.
Fine, I'll get it. No concentration required for that one.
You have the strangest friends, Louisa.
1 collected, 2 more to go. And her name is Elise, by the way. No need to use a false identity here, unless you're afraid the ghosts of your ancestors might be listening.
Who is the smartass now?
Did you get the second fragment at least?
I don't know. Mum and Januária are exploring that tomb as we speak. I should probably go back now.
Do that. I'll hold the fort here. And don't forget, if anything bad happens and you need me to turn back time, you must tell me exactly what went wrong so
you can tell us about it before we try again to avoid repeating the same mistake. I know. See you later.
And in the meantime I'll get rid of these contacts. Thanks for the suggestion, Januária, but they hurt my eyes. I better stick with my glasses. Tiamo, Leviathan, is that you? I didn't expect you to be back so soon. Hope that means you found the ancient blood sample.
What do you need an ancient blood sample for? Then again, it might be for the best if you don't tell me, to avoid incriminating yourself even further. You have the right to remain silent.
Olga Strankova. I don't know how you found me, but we've been at this point before. You couldn't catch me back then. What makes you think I'll go with you now?
Your situation will only get worse if you keep running.
If you had it your way, you'd lock me up forever, or even kill me. What could be worse than that?
I don't know, you tell me. You're the one playing around with dangerous magic no human should ever be allowed to wield. What do you think might happen to you, and the world, if you overdo it? Or has your brilliant mind never even considered that?
It has. And I came here so I could learn to better control my powers.
I understand why you'd hide in a remote place like this, but the witches of Selvadorada specialize in turning themselves into ghosts and animals. How does that relate to time manipulation?
More than any mundane treatments your SCIA high-security prisons could possibly offer. You're not going to arrest me, Olga. I'll fight you if necessary.
There you are. I was looking for you in the fire tomb.
There was no reason to stay there after we collected the relic base.
She means after I collected it. Of course she could have turned into a bat and flown over that blood pit herself, but we didn't want to risk her being pulled down by the enormous weight of her ambitions.
In case you're too young to understand it, ambitions is your grandmother's euphemism for my breasts.
Mother, not grandmother. How many more times do I need to tell you that? Is your head empty because your brain is in your tits? I hope not, because we still need you to tell us the solution to this new puzzle.
Totika Lama is the ruler of Earth, and fire burns Earth, so I suggest activating the fire glyph this time.
Then what are you waiting for?
For you to do it. That should be in your own best interest as well. I don't even want to think about what could happen if my monster breasts fell out of my bra and landed in the wrong bowl.
Yet the world still sees me as a child and these two as adults. Life isn't fair.
Perfect. What was that?
Our rival Tomb Raider perhaps? I'll check it out.
No. If someone else is here, they might be dangerous. I'll go. You stay with your grandmother.
Mother.
And make sure she doesn't do anything stupid.
I'd argue it's less dangerous for me as a ghost than for her.
Are you sure about that? I assumed your main advantage was that you could just disappear whenever you want, before getting into any real trouble. Didn't Shimizu-sama say something about injuries sustained by your spirit body carrying over to your real body, and vice versa?
Only if I was able to manifest a fully tangible corporeal form, but I'm not that advanced yet, and Januária probably knows that, considering how much else she knows about magic. You must have really pissed her off if she'd rather risk her life than stay here with you.
Good for her then that she won't have to put up with me much longer. Once I've got my Skinwalker relic, she'll never see me again. By the way, the water is so refreshing. If you were here in person, I'd advise you to swim a few laps yourself.
What do you mean once you've got your Skinwalker relic? I thought we were going to use it to break Madre Kazetch's curse and free the ghosts trapped in the jungle.
Maybe, maybe not. But that doesn't mean we'll return the relic afterwards. I came here for this, and I'll take it home with me, whether the Selvadoradian peacekeepers like it or not.
As long as you know what you're doing.
Thank you.
What the fuck?
Hey, that's mine. Wilbica, stop her.
Mum.
To hell with those big-breasted treasure hunters.
Forget about her, you just got hit by that toxic crap.
I'll survive, but I'd rather not run through it again. Can you make it go away?
Probably. I was able to deactivate the other trap by the entrance as well, so... There, it should be safe now.
We still have the relic base. I gave it to Senora Granchetas after recovering it from the fire tomb, so if that other bitch wants the whole package, she'll have to come back for it.
Unless that was Januária being mugged for that very reason.
Nothing but trouble with her. Let's hurry.
Oh. What's happening to me?
Let go.
That's quite enough of that.
For once, I agree. Now shut up, you bloody thief.
Finally. That was too close. This woman was trying to steal our relic base, and the other fragments as well.
Tell me something I don't already know, like where in my home to put this new garden gnome. There's an empty spot next to my popcorn machine in the kitchen, but that might make the counter look too crowded. I still need space to prepare food after all.
It must be the same person who also stole the crystal from Zaza Tototl's tomb. She dropped it while we were fighting. Now we have everything we need that can be found here. The crystal, the relic itself, and the base.
Yes, but you didn't answer my question. Maybe in the bedroom. Oh well, forget it. I'll figure it out by myself.
If there's nothing else, I say we can go. Where is Wilbica?
Huh. I thought she was right behind me. Wait, this blood. It can't be hers, right? Or does this crazy temple make ghosts bleed as well?
No, it's not her blood. Aya, it's yours.
I wonder if the Duplantiers have any idea what happened to their most famous ancestor. If that really is the body of the High Witch of Time Manipulation in that tomb in the middle of nowhere, we have to tell them about it.
And the Ageless Sage. He might want to know too.
Who cares what the Sageless Sage wants? He's the reason the High Witch left the magic community behind, along with her son. And I take that personally, even though I don't remember it. To hell with that grumpy baby. I smell fire just by thinking about him.
Anyway, we found the blood of one of Madre Kazetcha's contemporaries. Did Januária ever mention what exactly we'll need it for?
If you don't remember that, she probably never explained it to us. We were all sitting together in the same room when we discussed our plans for today.
Okay, I'm no longer thinking about the Sageless Sage, so why does the air still smell like hellfire?
But you two have a special relationship. I assume she might have revealed something to you in private.
You're willing to die on that hill, aren't you? See, even bitch is mocking you.
No, I think she's worried about something else. Do you smell that?
That's not just in my head. There is a fire somewhere close by.
Oh shit. Our house. How could this happen?
Willie,